ไปต่อกันเลยนะคะหัวข้อถัดไปของเรานะคะเดี๋ยวเราต้อง switch ภาษากันสักนิดนึงค่ะ next topic is hunt or be hunted the future of rapid incident response so may I invite Mr. Jeric Lim Channel Director from Tanium on the stage ขอเสียงปรบมือต้อนรับด้วยค่ะ
Sorry, Kap. Good afternoon, everybody. I hope you had a good tea break. So my name is Jeric. I'm to introduce Tanium to you. You may not heard of Tanium before because we are really new into this region, but we've been around for quite a long time, right? I'll just walk you through what we do. Okay, a little bit about history about our organization, right? As you can see, we started our company in 2007, okay? It's been 15 years since our existence, but we really just come into ASEAN. And the important thing I want to stress is that, the world's biggest organization is really our customers, right? We have customers for the US Air Force, the military and stuff like that. We have the half of the Fortune 100 as our customers as well, okay? So that's just giving you a very brief walkthrough about who we are. Now, what is really interesting here is that we actually done a lot of research, right? So we actually commissioned Forrester to help us run the research. And we realized 55%, right, of the organizations, they have more than 20 tools that's operating in their system today. And that's just on security, right? Don't forget, on the operations side, right, they are also focusing a lot of their own tools. And that's actually creating a lot of information overflow. Now, what that leads to is that the CIO office, they couldn't make sound decisions correctly, correct? Because you have your information here, you have your information there, everybody has to consolidate, all right? And then there's no way that there is one single pane of glass, okay? So think about it this way. Since we're all talking about remote workforce today, the network as we know is no longer relevant, correct? Everybody is moving to remote, everybody's working from anywhere, and there's actually a research to say that there's going to be 75 billion devices in 2025. And that's going to create a lot of problem in the future. Now, think about it this way, right? If something happens, okay, think about the last time that your customer called you and said that, hey, I actually have a big problem, all right? Let's just use maybe Log4j as an example, right? So think about that. They will have a problem. Log4j is coming up. They found it in their network. It's an emergency, right? So what's the next thing they will probably do? The next thing they will do is the board of directors will definitely call somebody up. All right, hello, Mr. So-and-so, we actually want to know what is the impact of this Log4j in our environment, okay? And then more phone calls will come, right? Then the CEO starts to call the CISO starts to call whoever. And then following, who will be the next one to be impacted? Probably the system integrators, right? Or the MSSP, or whoever that's managing the network, okay? So what would be the next course of action, right? What do you think? Probably you may not know what's going on because if I don't even know what's happening in my network, I can't see anything and you can't see me. So even if I'm affected, right, but I'm hiding somewhere, nobody knows what's going on and nobody knows what to do. All right, so what's the next best thing that's going to happen, all right, is that the team probably is going to be starting to call, okay? Who do they call? They will probably call the first one, understand what's the assets that's vulnerable today, right? This is the first thing that's most critical. You need to find out who's the first machine that's impacted. You need to hunt all over, right? You need to identify the machine. And then probably you need to use a scanner to see that, hey, is there a plugin available for me to scan for the vulnerability? And then it goes so on and so forth and asking, probably, is the operating system vendor have something for me to patch, okay? And that comes with all of those, and then asking if the vendors have the solution, and they give you the solution, you got to call them one by one, asking for a fix, what do I do, how do I do, etc., right? Precious time is being wasted by just going through the motion. Okay, you agree? So today, I'm going to share with you, there is a better way of doing things like that, all right? Whatever that you have seen earlier is the norm that we are facing today, okay? What we're bringing on the table is to change the way that you do your crisis management. When another instance comes on board, doesn't matter if it's Log7j, Log8j, Log9j, you'll be able to have a better way of doing certain things, all right? So think about it this way. When the next attack happens, if I can tell you the exact who, what, when, why in just 90 seconds, wouldn't you be in a better shape in your IT security environment? Definitely, right? Look at my screenshot if you can see it, right? All I need to do is just a simple question. I ask, it will hunt all the machines live, and it gives me the answer immediately. Once I have the answer, I'll be able to search and kill the process or whatever I need to do, right? So think about from an IT operations persona, the person can actually check, tell me the list of desktops that's been connected. And then everything just comes out, right? From the security angle, all you need to do is just ask for a CVE probably, right? Find a certain hash and whatnot. Information will just flow instantly. And that's the beauty about our solution. So like I said, all you need to do is just ask. Treat us like your Google for your enterprise, right? Ask any question that you need. It will come up with a hit rate, with the response, live. All right? I want to emphasize the word live because it's not scraping from a database. It's going directly to the endpoint that's online and give you the answers. That is very important for crisis management. All right? Once you ask the question, you know exactly what's going on in seconds, yeah? It's not by the minutes, not by the hours, it's in seconds. The minute you ask the question, the answer comes back to you within seconds. Doesn't matter how big is your environment, it will just give you the answer. And then once you know the answer that you're looking for, you're able to act. All right? By acting means that you can, if you're doing a threat hunting or whatever not, right? You can kill the process immediately. Or if you're trying to roll out an emergency patch, assuming it's the latest Google vulnerability, you can just roll out the new patches to all the different machines. And that is actually very powerful if you're talking about crisis management. Okay? So when I talk about response in seconds, it's really in seconds, right? Just see this part here, where I just type in a simple command, get me the install applications, right, that's available in all the machines. Immediately it hunts for all the machines and come back to me with a response. And then through that, I'll be able to do my filtering, right? What do I want to do? Do I want to search for Google Chrome, Firefox, whatever? All I need to do is just select, and I'll do my next course of action. All right? So another example is for security people, right? You want to know about the running process with MD5 hashes. Just do that the same. It comes back to you with the results, and then you can kill the process if you want, while you find a solution to do something else. So these are some of the examples that we actually have so-called a repository to help our customers to get response to whatever threats that's coming up, right? Doesn't matter, was it Log4j, Linux, PwnKit, whatever not. As long as there's a big enough threat, Tanium will come up to you with a set of response and with screenshots, right? So it doesn't matter if you are a very skilled Tanium operator or you're new to Tanium. Whenever there's a huge enough attack, once you go to our community website, we will give you a guidance, a step-by-step guide with screenshots, do this, do that, to help you do your remediation. Okay, and that's the power of the community. We contribute it pretty often. So apart from that, Tanium also fits into the NIST framework. So with that, on the NIST framework, right, we always talk about, from the detection to recovery, right? So why don't we talk about detection first before we hit the recovery if we really need to hit that stage, right? So Tanium always comes to you on the very first piece of the NIST framework, the discovery. This is really important because, like what everybody says, you can't protect what you can't see, right? So we definitely need to have this in place. And of course, having a baseline hygiene is that where you need to start from, okay? Once you have that, definitely you have to have an EDR solution, all right? That's something that Tanium don't provide. We are not an EDR solution. We work with your EDR, your XDR solution to give you a better response rate. Now, think about this way. The moment we detect something with a proper hygiene, EDR detects something, Tanium will help you do the containment, like what you've seen earlier. Once I know the particular hash, I can hunt for it, and I can respond fast. All right? Now, the next thing to show it to you is the workflow. So this is giving you an example of how it works in action, right? It's a simple ABCDE. From the very moment, right, on the A side, we talk about continuous hygiene. We run a first baseline scan with the EDR and whatever in place. Then they go to detection, and then Tanium will help you with the rest of it. That comes out with the response when certain things happen. So whatever I said, right, I will just show it to you. How this gentleman, his name is Bill Marion, he's the CIO of the US Air Force, how he detected and remediated WannaCry of across 250,000 endpoints around the globe within 45 minutes. Okay? So what he actually used was what we actually pitched, right? Ask, know, and act with a single pane of glass, and that's how he actually did his containment. Okay? Now in the video on YouTube, if you're interested, I can send you the link. What he said was, he actually used a commercial tool available, and this is the awarded contract to Tanium. If you can see on the top right, it's actually they awarded this contract to us, and we are actually there to help them. And he actually raised a point whereby he said, any system that couldn't employ the tool for one reason or another is deemed as high risk. Okay, and that's how much trust he has in our system. And he actually stated this statement, which I really like. It says, this solution is actually game-changing. He has never seen a solution like that until we are introduced to him. Okay? Now, to prove to you the point, I'll just show you a quick demo about what we do. Here, all I did was, actually I want to find the running process with MD5 hash. So all it does is it goes out to the endpoints live. It's at 86%, and very quickly it will hit 100%. Okay? Once it hits 100%, I will find exactly what I need. So in this particular case, I know what's the hash I'm looking for. I'll just paste the hash. So if you can see, this definitely looks suspicious, because in the same hash, there's actually 3 different files available. All I need to do is I just go in, I run a filter, I find out who's the machines that's available running this, and it's loading right now. It's already at 70%. In a few seconds, it will hit 100%. Once I click on these machines, I just need to deploy the action. All right? Once I deploy the action, I can straight away kill the whole process. Because it's a critical server, we cannot quarantine it, but I can definitely kill the process while I work on a fix. Okay? And that's actually very critical, because the faster you react, the safer you will be. And that's the power of what Tanium can actually deliver. All right? So if you use Tanium correctly, this is a very good use case for all your customers. One single agent, multiple purposes. It can spread across operations to help them with their continuous hygiene. It can spread towards the security side to help them maintain consistent compliance as well. So across the board, there's so many things that we can do. Okay, so on top of that, like I said, we actually help in the terms of visibility, right? We give the customers the speed that they need from the visibility side to the response side, all in all, in just less than 90 seconds. You just need to ask the question, and you can get your answer, and you do your reaction. All right, with that, my name is Jeric. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you very much Jeric Thank you from Tanium ขอบคุณอีกครั้งหนึงนะคะคุณ Jeric ลินจากทาง Tanium นั่นเองนะคะ